Hey everybody, just want to talk to you a little bit about what acupuncture and Chinese herbs can help treat in our patients. I think the majority of people know that acupuncture works really well for pain and in treating pain. So a lot of our patients are older patients, older cats and dogs that are coming to us for arthritis or dogs that have an intervertebral disc disease where they have a disc that has ruptured or herniated. That can be extremely painful. Older dogs that are just slowing down, that are kind of all over aches and pains. That's the majority of what we see in our practice. But we also do see what we call internal medicine or neurologic cases as well. So internal medicine cases would be things that are our internal organs. So kidney disease and liver disease. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs work really well for that too. Neurologic wise, we can help to treat seizures. Now, not every single case that we see can come off of their anticonvulsants, their pharmaceutical drugs, but some of them can, and some of them can be maintained strictly on acupuncture and Chinese herbs. One of the things I really enjoy about alternative medicine is how it complements traditional medicine. So while my goal is to always get every single patient off of a pharmaceutical because so many of them have side effects and they're not benign, my secondary goal is to just lessen the amount that they take. So for example, I have an older girl at home. She is on a pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory, but she's on a much lower dose than what the recommended dose is because I have her on supplements as well and Chinese herbs, and she gets acupuncture occasionally. So while yes, in an ideal world, we would just do alternative medicine, this is not an ideal world and we are a realistic world. And so we do know the complements between the alternative medicine and traditional medicine works really well for our patients. So what are Chinese herbs? I talk a lot about Chinese herbs, and they are ancient formulas, at least what I use, are ancient formulas that were formulated several thousands of years ago that we have just altered to fit our now current day problems. These Chinese herbs come in different formulations. They come in tablets, they come in tea pills, which are little BBs. They're really great for cats and small dogs. They come in powders, and then they come in tinctures or liquids. And what the goal of a Chinese herb is in my practice is to augment what I'm either doing with my acupuncture or to really heavily rely on them for those cases that I just don't feel like acupuncture works well for, or for patients who just simply will not tolerate acupuncture. So we do have some dogs that come in who just simply are not hands-on dogs and they do not like to be touched. And for those of you who have witnessed acupuncture and for those of you who have not, it is a very hands-on, very close contact sport, essentially. We do put needles in all over the pet. We try and be very cognizant of what that pet will tolerate and what they won't. But some dogs and cats just simply do not like to be messed with. And so for those animals, we do rely heavily on Chinese herbs. The other part of it too, allergies is another example where I tend to rely heavily on Chinese herbs. Those allergy patients typically have inflamed or irritated skin. And if I start putting needles in them, the pet is not going to enjoy that. So I rely heavily on Chinese herbs to make sure that we get some resolution of signs without actually inflaming the skin more by putting in needles or irritating the pet by putting in needles at that point in time. Cancer patients, we also like to treat. I never will ever claim to cure cancer. But what we can do with Chinese herbs and acupuncture is to help offset some of the side effects of chemotherapy and radiation. But for those patients who just their owners do not want to pursue chemo and radiation, those pets we can do acupuncture and Chinese herbs to boost the immune system and help them fight the cancer off better, as well as take care of some of the symptoms that they have related to that cancer. So while, yes, a lot of people think acupuncture and pain and those two go hand in hand, it actually treats a whole host of other issues. So I hope you guys feel a little bit better about what acupuncture can do for your patients.